Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of One Question, One Answer. We are in a completely different place today. We're in the kitchen where the coffee bar is because we're talking coffee. So last week in the Ben Thinking newsletter, the Starbucks story, which everybody's annoyed with, including me, was our most clicked story. And the reason is because you've probably all heard it by now, but a social media personality, as we'll call it, declared that Starbucks hates Jesus in a tweet and was saying that they have a war on Christmas because they have taken Merry Christmas off of the cup here. So that not only gave us plenty of internet memes that really took this thing apart, but also gave us some interesting fodder for this week's One Question, One Answer. So because there's so many different opinions, we're going to keep it a high level, more general question because I just want to get some perspective on this from a few friends here at IKEA. So the question is, and Amanda, we can start with you. What do you think about this? What do you think about this Starbucks mess? Is it a mess? What do you think?
No, I don't think it's a mess. I'm with you. I'm definitely tired of hearing about it and thinking about it. I think ultimately it's not going to hurt Starbucks brand. I think there's so many things that happen on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis for Starbucks that this is just a blip on the map for them. People who drink Starbucks coffee care about what's inside the cup, really not what's outside the cup. It certainly has a huge amount of equity in terms of brand. So the cup isn't nothing, it's just not everything. And if you're a Starbucks coffee drinker, you're going to drink it. And if you're not, you won't. And I don't think this is really going to determine one way or the other. Based on what you said about the different groups or demographics, they might end up losing some groups who will drink Starbucks, but they also will probably gain a lot of new fans of the coffee simply because of the publicity that it got. It actually kind of reminds me when the McDonald's Burger King hack happened on Twitter, and Burger King gained like those 20,000 new followers.
Right.
I think it's kind of like that. I think Starbucks is going to get some new attention for a new reason, and it's going to be up to them to determine how they can create some brand recognition and really maintain that level of new customer base coming out of this.
Yeah, no, I agree. Amber, what do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting as a self-identified Christian who practices very strongly, I was not at all offended by Starbucks Red Cup, and I don't know a single person who was offended by Starbucks Red Cup in my group at my church, on Facebook, anything. All I ever saw was people complaining about how silly this was, that this was even a story. So it's interesting how one person, because there was this pastor from Arizona, I believe is what he was, that started it, how one person could post something that becomes viral and becomes a story, and really it's not the belief of the majority of people. So I thought that was interesting. I also think Starbucks is gaining some new brand ambassadors. I've seen a lot of people promoting Starbucks now in the light of all this happening, posting on their Instagram, their Starbucks cups, what they're writing on their cups. And those are people that wouldn't have done it typically. So I think Starbucks is actually benefiting in the long run from this potential crisis, if you will.
I like that brand. It brings to light the why we need to have brand ambassadors, and probably an unseen benefit for Starbucks, and this is people actually defending the brand.
Right.
No, good point. Bill, what do you think?
I think, like Amber just said, this is the best Christmas present Starbucks could have gotten this year. Because the idea of the sticking it to Starbucks was going to Starbucks and buying coffee and writing Merry Christmas on it, which it's funny, but I think they probably sold a lot more coffee than they might have expected to. And I think these cups are nice. It's a nice minimalist design.
Yeah.
You can do what you want on them.
Yeah, I like this because you're right, Bill. Take this. I'm going to go buy more Starbucks, but I could trick Starbucks too. Starbucks, I tricked you. We should go in there and say, my name is I Heart IKEA on here.
A great plan.
But why not raise visibility for the cups? Because I'm with you. I actually, Amanda, did you say nobody seems to be offended by the semi-topless woman and the logo on the cup? But the red cup is actually pretty sweet. I like it, and that's actually what I noticed first and foremost in the story because I hadn't seen the cups yet.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are actually noticing that and are like, this is pretty cool. So yeah, great point. Any closing thoughts on this? I think we raised a lot of good points, got a lot of good discussion, and I think this is about as long as it's going to last because I think as fast as it's
after
played
today,
out,
we're not talking about it anymore.
That's right.
It's done.
And I think it's kind of
Does
done.
anybody remember what Starbucks cup was last year?
I don't.
No.
Did it have Merry
Yes.
Christmas on it? I don't even know.
Yeah,
No.
wouldn't that be something?
I don't think it ever has. I think it's just been a pattern or a design. I don't think it's ever actually said anything. Although Dunkin' did release their coffee cups that says joy
Oh,
this week.
Joy.
so everybody named Joy will be happy. And
Right.
if you're not, you'll be pissed.
Exactly.
So there you have it. Until next week, thanks a lot. Interesting topic. Like I said, it's going to go away pretty quickly, but a fun one while it lasted. So have a great week. We'll see you next week.